Hi guys, you're welcome aboard the show today. It is hashtag midweek edition of the show, and I'm so glad to have you join us. This is where we get to tell you all things trending, especially on X. My name is Vivian, and I'm not flying this plane solo. I got my co-anchor here, Ikechukwu. How are you?
Good evening, Vivian.
Yes. Are you good to go?
I'm good.
Right.
It's a midweek edition of hashtag, and a lot is happening in the world. In fact, Nigeria particularly, yesterday, I was hoping the boys will actually bounce back like the girls did to actually get their own $100,000. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. You all lost 4-0, and it was a very sad event.
I didn't even want to talk about it because I do not know why you brought that up at the start of the show.
I was one of
this is not a good way to start a show, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I thought I was going to say the Super Eagles are kings of comeback, but I think I'm going to take that back. Kings of comeback, yeah, or comeback kings or something. But I'll take that back. Just give it to the
just one game won't define.
But that's not the trajectory we are taking today, right, guys?
It's hurtful.
Oh no, it's not. Let's just leave losers where they belong.
Okay.
So we go to the first hashtag today, which is hashtag Faan. You know, Faan is trending because of Kwam and Comfort Emerson. Comfort was the lady that boarded Ibom Air, had fisticuffs with one of the air hostesses, was dragged out at the end of the day and ended up being naked. I mean, half naked and all. She became very popular overnight. Someone who was practically unknown became one of the most popular faces in Nigeria. Well, yesterday, she was pulling her feet in Kirikiri. That is, Ikechukwu and I talked about it. When you talk about a ghetto prison, that's Kirikiri. Well, as yesterday, she was cooling her feet in Kirikiri, but today she's a free lady, yeah? And people are saying, yay, it's good to speak up. And she's also saying thanks to Nigerians for speaking up for her, right? But then again, Kwam, who, I'm going to say her predecessor, but I'm just going to believe that you catch the drift, yeah? Kwam has become an ambassador, right? For Faan, and people are talking. How come Kwam is an ambassador and Comfort is not? So I'm just going to take you straight to X now, so you have a feel of the gist. Let's do this. It is hashtag Faan. So People Gazette says Faan to make Kwam ambassador holds prosecution of Comfort Emerson. Next post. Let's take a look at the next post now. So these are reactions to this particular one. The Truth says this is how Nigeria come about. Quote, do you know who I am? End of quote. Do you know who I am means I'm above the law. Even if I'm wrong, you'll be punished for my wrong. Even if I'm wrong, I'll be rewarded for being wrong. I can't suffer any consequence for breaking any law. What a sad tale of Nigeria. Do you know who I am? Allegedly was a quote made, or a statement made by Kwam after the whole Value Jet saga. Yeah. The other reaction by you have to be born evil to support APC. Oh my gosh, that's a name. That's a handle. He says APC using these situations to override Nigeria law or Nigeria's law and order. They have quickly seen an opportunity to forgive everyone and spoil our laws. What happens to the next person to hold a plane or the next person to be assaulted by AFSEC and the attendees? Let's go to the next post now. So Crip says, criminals only get rewarded in this country. But Aviation Minister Festus Keyamo is jumping on this particular hashtag and is explaining what exactly has happened. Okay, so before we take a look at Aviation Minister's post, Peter Sterso says, let's Kukuma make Speed Darlington too, NAPTIP ambassador for balance 6. You remember why this person is saying so? Celebrity Speed Darlington had been picked up by NAPTIP for allegedly defiling a minor. So we'll go to the next post now. Festus Keyamo, SANCON, says for further clarification, it is common practice all over the world that a repentant offender is made to preach publicly against the exact conduct from which he has repented. It is akin to community service. It is not paid for and it is voluntary service. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, some would assume that once you hear the word ambassador, it is a big position that comes with the prerequisites of office. No, it's not. Oh, did he say prerequisites of office? That's a new one. No, it is not, he says. It is for free. It is not the first time it is happening in Nigeria, and it will not be the last. Examples abound of such roles given to repentant persons by previous governments in Nigeria. While the aviation agencies are considering using Kwam 1 for such a role, in my discussion last night with the Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON, they are also looking at the option of using Ms. Comfort Emerson, who has also shown remorse as their own ambassador for good passenger conduct. It is left for the AON to work out those details since she has been actually released from prison custody today based on my earlier statement. While the usual suspects can continue to question our decisions on this issue, we firmly believe we have been fair to all. There's another tweet which is talking about comfort. You know, there's a Prince Omoha says, air hostess ambassador won't be bad for Comfort Emerson. And Professor Skiyama already said that is in the works. He said something that Comfort had showed a sense of remorse. So is he indirectly saying that she apologized or something? But let me not put words in your mouth. What do you make of this whole thing, though?
Well, not surprising.
Oh.
You remember the day, I think it was the following day, that the video of Kwam surfaced when he was apologizing. I said, I don't believe this if at the end of the day, they don't end up prosecuting him. Oh,
and his no-fly ban for 6 months has been cut to just
1
month.
How do you even ban an ambassador?
Well,
that's the idea.
So they're considering their idea. They're just mulling it over. But I think it's a done deal.
Okay. Naira Marley is just one example. I mean, we've seen him in a couple of videos smoking and all of that. But it's the NDLEA ambassador.
Oh my God.
So we have
an example.
Yeah, we have a country where, you know, misfits actually are the poster boy of, you know, any organization. It depends on who you know, right? And while he was talking about the perquisite of office, that's exactly where the word perks of office, you know. Yes. So when he was
savvy English, no doubt.
When he was talking about it, right, I was like, okay, so he's going to be an ambassador for mouth. That's not possible.
For mouth?
Yes, that's what he's saying. That's just for word, right? You just
no, but take a look. I don't know if we can go back. Director, can we go back to Festus Keyamo's tweet, please? Thank you. Now, he said in other climes, right, that a repentant, whatever, not a repentant terrorist, someone who...
A repentant criminal.
Well, someone who was found culpable, or I don't want to use the word criminal. I don't want to use the word terrorist. So thank you so much, Director. Let's take a look at it.
When he's making this assumption,
can we take a look at it?
Okay.
Yeah. So for further clarification, it is common practice all over the world that a repentant that's the word. A repentant offender is made to preach publicly against the exact conduct from which he has repented. It is akin to community service. It is not paid for, and it is voluntary service. Let's dissect the first paragraph. See, the word repentant there is key. What does repentance mean? It's not going to the front of an altar to say, I'm sorry.
No, basically.
No, what does repentance mean, basically?
I understand what you mean.
No, wait, what does it mean?
You've shown remorse. You've shown remorse.
No, it's not even remorse. It's a change of heart. You're doing a 360. So now, Kwam 1 is saying, I'm not going to be a bad boy anymore. So they're making him the poster boy. Right, and he's saying it's akin to community service. You know what community service is?
See, Viv. Let's not even get this whole thing, you know, cumbersome. This thing is very small. Okay. You can actually do community service without being an ambassador.
But does it happen in other climes?
Yes, people do community service. Let him do community.
No. Do you make a repentant offender an ambassador?
Where? You should show us an example.
So you're telling me you've never seen anyone?
I've not seen a repentant offender being made an ambassador of a particular, say for example, the DEA in US that are actually chasing drug criminals. Now they catch a drug criminal and the person, you know, repent or change of heart, and then the person becomes, you know, an ambassador of that.
So in the US, have you heard of a convict or someone who pleaded guilty, or someone who entered a plea bargain and is embraced by the CIA to help them push some cases?
All right. So
have you, does it?
That's different from being an ambassador.
But does it happen?
Yes, they can use us as an undercover to actually get. Okay, for example, the case of Hush Puppy, when he was caught, right? That there was actually a plea bargain before, you know, to actually reduce the sentence so that they can actually get more people who actually did commit the same crime. These things happen, we understand that. But does it make us be an ambassador?
Well, so if Comfort, because he's saying that the operators are mulling the idea of making Comfort.
No, Comfort's case is even different.
No, wait, I'm asking, I've not landed. They're mulling the idea of making her an ambassador as well, of a repentant passenger who was unruly. So if she's made an ambassador, would her role be okay?
Okay, so for
would it be okay?
No. We need to understand Comfort's case, right? Okay. At this point, Comfort's case is still very much in under investigation.
No. She's been let off the hook. Faan has withdrawn the...
If Faan withdraw the case, that means Faan is wrong. That means she's right. That's
How?
what it means, yes.
Maybe we should... I think we should put up that tweet again. Now, Festus Keyamo said she has shown a sense of remorse. Take a look at it. While the aviation agencies are considering using Kwam 1 for such a rule, in my discussion last night with the Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON, mind you, this is a tweet he put up today, Festus says they are also looking at the option of using Miss Comfort Emerson, take a look, who has also shown remorse as their own ambassador for good passenger conduct.
See,
so if she's made the ambassador for good passenger conduct, is she going to be okay?
This case of Comfort. No, you need to understand, there are different cases. Case of Comfort, right? There's actually a case that should be investigated. Now, if you claim that she did something, you locked her up, and then there's a public outcry that she should be released, and then you release her, you let her off the hook, right? Without pressing charges, without investigating, it means that you did something wrong. So, because I would have preferred...
Air pressed charges against her for assaulting one of his air hostesses.
We saw it.
The case has been withdrawn. It's not in court anymore.
I'm not disputing whether it's in court again. I'm saying that for you to actually pull out of that case completely, it means that there's something you're hiding.
All right.
Yes. And for her case, like the case of Miss Comfort at this point. See, if I were a family member to her, I would have advised that she should press charges. Well, because a lot of persons have come out to actually say that, what actually happened before they actually landed, that she actually acted based on, she'd been aggravated all through the flight. That the air hostess herself actually caused what happened, right? She was very, very disrespectful. She did so many things that demand. Now, there's a case of, you don't want me to calm down, but at the end of the day, you drag me out.
There's also a case of her waiting for all other passengers to leave the plane.
That's what I'm saying. Now, that's why if there's a case, right, investigate it and then pardon her. Okay, then we can have a conversation.
So you're saying her relatives are saying she shouldn't let go. She should push. Now, we have one more tweet under this particular hashtag. Comfort has spoken. She's saying thanks to Nigerians. That's the last tweet, I think. Can we have that, Director? Thank you. She's saying that she's out of prison, but she's still in pain. Yeah, thank you. Monray News says, just in, read Comfort Emerson's first post on IG after returning from Kirikiri prison. Well, this is just a snapshot of what she said there, so I'm just going to read it for you. Comfort says, and that's her there looking, I don't know. She says, thank you so much for all the prayers, love, and support. I've been released from prison, but I'm still in pain due to how I was treated. I just need some rest and medical treatment before I give my own version of the event. Thank you so much, my lovely friends and supporters. I really appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. God bless you all. And then she says, thank you, my great God. Wow, what an awesome speech. Short but straight to the point. So she said she's still going to come out with her own side of the story.
If there's anything I know about this government, right, and any government all over the world, is they're not always sincere at first, right? And I think this idea of Comfort has shown remorse is just a government play to actually douse the tension of people who are actually asking her to press charges, to actually create a perception of okay, I've admitted.
That's what you think.
That's what I'm thinking.
Find out from her, right, if she actually apologized.
Yes, because
or not, yeah.
See, you cannot just pick up a lady, over an assault. Right, no weapon, nothing, and then you just dump her in Kirikiri. It is crazy. The fact that the likes of Nigerian Bar Association, a lot of persons came into this, is exactly why we're having the government trying to actually kill the tension.
Why the NBA came on board was practically because of the indecent video that was released without editing the footage where she was naked. They said it was dehumanizing. That for them was the crux of the matter. you know. So we are waiting to see what the NBA is going to say. Probably because they are saying they are going to give her pro bono services. She might.
I believe she would. And see, now if she press charges, it means the whole story of Comfort show remorse is actually not true.
But let's wait for her to say so, right? Let's just not make permutations.
All right.
Let's see what comes.
I think that's good.
But I'm glad though she's home and taking, you know, some much needed rest.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Well, I'm happy she's out of Kirikiri. It's not sad. It's
sad.
It's okay that she's home and she's resting.
It's okay.
Oh my God, Ikechukwu, you can go on and on over this particular one. But I think we wrap up this particular hashtag. Next one, let's do some politics, shall we? David Mack, the interim chairman of the ADC, former Senate president, who actually is from the North Central, visited his colleague, Aminu Tambuwal, former governor of Sokoto State, who is also a sitting senator right now. So Tambuwal had been picked up by the EFCC, but has been released, and David Mack paid him a courtesy call. So David Mack is trending for two purposes. You're going to be seeing that in a short while. Why exactly? So let's go to X so you have a feel of it. Tambuwal Media says, former president of the Senate and ADC interim chairman, His Excellency David Mack, came to sympathize with Senator Tambuwal. The next tweet, Ihedioha. Does that surprise you? That of Emeka Ihedioha?
Well, I mean,
if they can pick up Tambuwal and David Mack, why not?
He was the number 2 man to Tambuwal now.
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm.
So
the deputy speaker, David Mack was the Senate president, Tambuwal was the speaker, and Ihedioha was deputy.
But you see, I think that they were probably picked up for separate reasons. Yeah, Tambuwal was picked up because allegedly he withdrew over 180 billion naira fraudulently. Mm-hmm. That's what they're saying. We don't know what it is against Ihedioha.
I mean, it's still money issue. Money issue,
yeah. But Trending Explain has a twist, has a totally different spin on this issue. So let's go back to X so you take a look at the next tweet. It's still hashtag David Mack. He's trending for two reasons. He's visited his colleague Tambuwal, and now the ADC is saying he might be next to be picked up by the EFCC. Trending Explain says, Justin, EFCC's next target after Tambuwal is David Mack. They are secretly building case from his tenure as Senate president. ADC raises alarm. Let's take a look at the next tweet. So Vade says, with how long he served and the people he served under, he definitely deserves to be checked. Jimmy says, but it was not the FG or APC's fault that Tambuwal went to withdraw over 100 billion. He put himself in this situation. As an experienced politician, he should have known that he'll be on the spotlight, especially with the way APC are shivering about his political move. Kalito says the only politician qualified to do opposition is Peter Obi. To do opposition, that's an interesting way of putting it. And then Kalito goes on to say that he must be Snow White clean for them to have nothing on him. King JB says this is exactly what they are unable to do to Peter Obi, to be upright pace. Now, did you see the trajectory, the reactions are taking right now?
I mean, there's actually no saint in Nigerian politics.
Oh, you keep saying so, but they're saying Peter Obi is one.
Yes, and that's why he's actually very, very loved at this point. Why people actually...
Oh, you think he is?
Yes, I mean, young people actually really love him.
I think he's clean,
and well, whether it's clean, I mean, I don't know. I can't say. But the people who have the power to actually decide that are the AFCC. So if they can't go after him, it means there's nothing yet. So, but for the case of David Mack...
Yeah, before you go on to David Mack, something Peter Obi said not too long ago, I think a couple of days ago, he said, other politicians are corrupt. That's why they're shivering in their shoes, and that's why they're unable to help people the way he's helping. He said because they're corrupt and they've not saved enough money from their time in power. No. So he's saying that, in other words, there's something you used to say that when somebody says something, listen to what he's not saying. So in other words, he's saying, I'm not corrupt and I save money, I'm able to help people.
Yes, absolutely. And you know that, Nigerian politicians across board are actually career politicians. They don't have a life outside politics. They don't have a life outside politics. And that's not a good thing. And Peter Obi is, he has always been a businessman before politics. And that's why it was easy for him to actually just go back to his normal life after politics. Right? And, all the things you see him do, all the money you see him spend is basically his own money. And one thing I also know is that, apart from the fact that you can actually embezzle, which is a crime, financial misappropriation is also a crime, and that can actually get you impeached. But I don't think that will amount to EFCC coming after you. That might just bring them to you and then make them want to check you out. But if they discover that it's just a misappropriation, that's the job of the House of Assembly. So yes, like I said before, Peter Obi is yet to be on the spotlight as regards financial crime. So on that note, I can say yes, he seems to be the only clean person. But basically, right?
You were going to say something about David Mark.
Yes, for David Mark. I mean, for a man who's been, Senate president for, more than 2 terms.
He's the longest. I think he has the record of being.
Yes, and before now, we've had cases of people from that part of his part of the country, which is Benue State, and his own local government, how the place he's from is not even developed. He didn't actually do anything to actually make the life of those people better. Even though I want to believe it's very much
so I'm sure you're talking about a place like Otukpo. I know Otukpo.
Yes.
I think they have some tarred roads. I can say that. I said decades ago when I was last there. Roads are tarred, and he also he has a radio station, Joy FM there. Okay. And he's an employer of labor.
Okay. Yeah. So like I said, people have been talking about how, he rode to his own village and, so many things about him, and that he did little or nothing to actually change the life of the average, man from that. It's good that you actually point it out because, I mean, someone who's actually lived the experience can actually tell better. But the thing is, for a man like that, right, heading the opposition at this point, the major opposition at this point, is a problem. Like I said, you have to find a way to actually take out the major players, right? Tambuwa is a key player, right? And one of the things they do is aside the fact that they come after you because of your political experience, they also come after you because of your deep pockets. Because election is about...
It's interesting you are taking us to this angle now, because you said someone like that, it won't be easy for him to head a political party. Now, you remember the APC not too long ago removed former Kano State Governor Ganduje as its national chairman. Of course, they gave him a position in Faan and all, sort of like compensation and all. But if he were to still be the chairman, of course, they'll be pointing fingers at him. He has another case with the EFCC as well.
Ganduje is a known...
be careful what you say.
He's a known Burundi chain. we saw him...
I don't know what you're talking about.
We saw him stuffing dollars in his Abarega.
So would you say it was a very fast game the APC played? But they probably knew this was going to happen. Okay, so Ganduje was moved. And then you put someone from the North Central as well, like David Mark, who looks to be sort of clean. So do you think that's a master play game or master game?
So for Ganduje, right? I think APC actually just followed their zonal arrangement. Okay. So this is very much the turn of the North Central to be, the national chairman of the APC. That's exactly what they did. So it's long overdue, and they were pressing the president to actually do the right thing, else they're going to actually lose. Members, key members from that particular zone. So that's exactly what they did as regards replacing Ganduje.
Well, that also has helped them.
Yes.
Others would have been asking. So if you're going to invite David Mark because of, money-related cases, how about your own chairman and all? So
whether they invite David Mark, whether they invite David Mark or not, it won't change the fact that if you're in APC, your sins are forgiven. So that's what I mean. These are not my words. This is the words of one of the key members of the APC now, Adams Oshomole, right? So everyone in APC, you're free to do whatever it is you've done. It's behind the bar. I mean, we also have a case of off the mic. Do you know?
You keep talking about this off the mic.
Yes, you know what would have been happening now in this country if someone like Godswill Akpabio happens to be in the ADC? Do you know how swift they would have reopened the NDDC case? So trust me, this is just a game of let's take out the key players because they need people with less experience in that group. They need people with less pockets, right? They don't want people with deep pockets because election is about deep pockets and experience, and that's exactly what cost the Labour Party in 2023. They don't have experienced political titans in their group. They don't also have people with deep pockets. The richest man, right, whether by hook or by crook, in the Labour Party in 2023 was Peter Obi.
Yeah.
But now in the ADC, whether by hook or by hook or by crook, you can't say it's him because you have people who understand, who've been in the game for years. So these are the things, right? And they need to actually take off, those key players. Like they always say, when you want to take out an octopus, you don't go for the head first. Just you cut the wing, the limbs, and then it just looks like a moving tomato.
Don't you think this is another case of #boomerang? What I think they're doing really is to buy more sympathy for the opposition. Because the ADC is shouting, look what they are doing. They're trying to stifle opposition and all. And it looks like it's working, and it's working for them, really. If you go online now, so much chatter about the APC, supposedly progressive party trying to stifle opposition. So I think this might boomerang if it's not done correctly.
It's already boomeranging. The thing is, everybody in this country, and average Nigerian is tired of the APC, the way they've handled the country. That's just what it is. Economy is terrible. People are feeling the heat. So people just want anything but APC, just like it was in 2015, right? So now at this point, whatever it is you're doing, you're going after people who Nigerians are looking up to as the people who can actually save them, right? Even if these persons you actually say they actually did this and did what you said they did, the fact that you've failed to actually go after others that they know, it makes no sense to nobody. Absolutely. So that's exactly why this your call or this tag of boomerang is very spot on. It's most likely going to be the case at the end of the day if they continue to actually go after this. And now they are now between the rock and a hard place.
Absolutely.
If they decide to go press these people, they're losing public sympathy more. And if they decide not to go, the opposition is waxing stronger.
All right, as we wrap this up, Tambuwal, by the way, like we said earlier, is a free man, but his passport has been withheld. So let's see how this particular matter pans out, yeah? If you have any update, be sure to check it out here on hashtag. Next one is hashtag El Rufai. So the former FCT minister, former Kaduna State governor, went to his home state, Kaduna, and lots of love. He put up a couple of videos, right? And he was saying, gosh, people came for him. And he felt like, this is good, regardless of what people are saying about him online and offline. So I'm taking you back to X now, so you take a look at the post put up by El Rufai. El Rufai says, Nasir Ahmed El Rufai, Kaduna update. Earlier today at Kujama, Chikun local government area, Alhamdulillah, yeah, overwhelmed by the warmth and acceptance of the ADC. He put up a video. Take a look, guys. That's one of the videos that Nasir El Rufai put up, yeah. But it looks like we're going to take a break, yeah. Let's take a short break. When we come back, there's another video he put up. We'll take a look at it.
Everybody keep watching Voice of the People. All right? Love you all.
Hello, sweetie. What's going on? My name is Kiki. Keep watching VOP TV. Thanks.
Hey guys, what's going on? Olumide Oru, the Fresh Prince of Lagos here, and this is VOP TV, guys.
Hello guys, I want you to please keep on watching VOP TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hafiz Oyetoro. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Shout out to VOP TV.
Very big shout out to the fans and lovers of VOP. Are you all gonna
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264, VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Welcome back, guys. It's still hashtag right here on your favorite channel, VOP TV. It's still hashtag Rufai. Of course, Vivian and Ikechukwu here. So we saw a video of a very warm welcome that was given. That was a gift, really, to Rufai. And there's another post he put up and another video. But I'll just let you take a look at the next video that Rufai himself put up during his trip to Kaduna today. Take a look. That's him right in the middle of his supporters, and that he said that's. I wonder if we can take a look at the tweet. That's the ADC House of Reps member there. Thank you so much. So Naso Rufai, he put up this again. He says moments ago at Rido Chiku local government, overwhelmed by the warmth. I think we've seen this, or is it the same thing? Overwhelmed by the warmth and acceptance of a House of Representatives candidate, Alex Adanu. All right, so he was the one that made arrangements. So it looks like the ADC is gaining traction in the north, yeah? Wow.
I mean, if you've been following Nigerian politics, if you've been following election at least in the last 10 years, you know that there are certain states that defines, you know, how the North wants to vote, right? And you also need to also understand, you know, the ideals or what each state within this particular four state I'm about to mention now represents in the North. So talking about Sokoto, I'm talking about Kaduna, I'm talking about Kano, and I'm talking about Katsina, right? Sokoto is the seat of power of the North. Kano is the commerce city. Kaduna is where you find the elites, people who are, you know, the military, where the generals actually dwell, perhaps after retirement. So, in fact, more like the military base of the North, and Katsina is the spiritual home. So, you need to understand that capturing these four bases, right, comes with, you know, not just winning the election, it comes with a total acceptance. And now, for a man like Rufai, if you look at the Muhammadu Buhari's victory in 2015, there was this story about the Kardashians, KKK, right? So that the three states will always come in handy when they not want to decide. And
that would be Kano, Kaduna,
and Katsina, right? And now these three states are usually influenced by what happens in Sokoto, right? So now whoever can actually get the most influence from Sokoto is going to most likely win the chunk of the vote from this particular three states. Now, a man at the center of it is a former governor of one of these states, Rufai. And Rufai understands the play in grassroots among these three zones. So if this...
That's grassroots politics.
Yes. So if this, you know, is this show of strength that he's bringing up, is actually telling us, you know, that, you know what, guys, we are actually rooted here. And there are a lot of feelers coming from the north that the northerners are beginning to move towards the ADC. And if there's a man who can actually pull those things at that particular point, it's Rufai. See,
and there's something you keep saying about perception, that they keep splashing these videos and these pictures to mold the perception of the society, so that people will know that, hey, we're here to stay.
Yes. So if you can actually sell yourself, if you can actually put yourself, see here, the biggest brands in the world, multinationals, companies do these things, right? You ask yourself, I mean, with all the things like big brands like Coca-Cola have, you know, with all of the numbers they've churned across the world, why are they still running ads? Yeah. It's all about perception. We want you to know that we are still here.
It's psychological. So
this is exactly what politicians also do. They put you there, and then you start thinking, oh, it's all over. And then even during campaign, they do this, and that's why they go as far as hiring crowds, because they want you to see that we are loved.
Yeah.
Now, so that whatever it is they want to do afterwards, right, in the back room where these votes are being collated, you look at the numbers, oh, this is what happened. So now they are playing the game now. This is exactly one thing I always say again, in 2023, this is exactly one of the factors, right, that the LP lacked. And now you have people, seasoned politicians like the Rufai, David Mark, the Tamboa, who understands this game.
And
so,
we've seen Peter Obi in the north.
Yes, and now they've been taking him through that particular passage where you see that, oh, these guys have fully accepted him. And it's going to be quite interesting, really. And this is why the APC will continue to play the game they are playing. It's expected. You go after the big fish, force them to cut deals. Who knows? Who knows the meeting that went behind closed door before Tamboa was released? It's just a couple of days after now. We'll begin to see, okay, perhaps he's giving certain body language, or you know what? He's called their bluff and said, let's go, whatever happens.
It's probably he's called their bluff. And when you see David Mark paying him a courtesy call, immediately he was released. That's a statement. They're saying we are solidly with you.
And also to also find out what he was told.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. And probably what he might have said.
Yes. I mean, they'll sit with him. What did they tell you? Let's see how we can actually put these things together. Because these are, some of the things that, people who understand how the system works will really do. And
because
of course,
they've been there themselves.
and I'm not going to be surprised, because, I mean, a lot of persons have talked about how, the former Rivers State governor, who is the FC minister now, Nyesom Wike, holds a lot of influence in the judiciary, right? And it's going to be a very tough one. I mean, if your case is in court, you need somebody who understands how the judiciary works to actually bail it. So trust me.
Yes, Aregbesola is doing the ADC Lord's work in the southwest. Amechi is doing the Lord's work in the south-south. Rufai is doing the Lord's work in the northwest. Atiku is doing the Lord's work in the northeast. David Mark is doing the ADC Lord's work in the north central. Peter Obi is warming up to officially shut down Southeast, and nationally, the coalition must succeed. Ikechukwu, 2 questions. What do you think this Lord's work is all about? And then what a mighty equation this is. Do you agree?
Well, yes, I think I will be forced to agree. Yes.
What?
Because
why would you be forced to agree?
Yes, I'm actually looking at these figures, these politicians I mentioned, and also look at the weight they actually. The level of influence they can actually sway in this particular region. Rufai, yes, we can actually give that to him. He's very much popular in the northwest. The south-south, Rotimi Amechi, I'm not going to really say it's
maybe
got
not 100%.
Yes, because of how the south-south is. South-south is just like Nigeria. Different kind of people are actually in that particular box. But yes, I would rather say Peter Obi's got more influence in the south-south.
Before you go to Peter Obi, so when we say South-South, let's pick out Rivers State, which is a huge factor when it comes to that region, which happens to be like a swing region. So would you say that Rotimi Amechi really has got sway in Rivers State, which, I mean, where he's been governor once upon a time?
So Rotimi Amechi will always be very popular in Rivers State, whether we like it or not. I mean, in the last election, one of the deals that was caught was that his candidate, Tonye Ko, who was one of his... I think commissioner or kitchen cabinet member in his tenure office, because Rivers State is governed by 4 heads during the Amechi's regime. They were described as a new order. Rotimi Amechi, Magnus Abe, Nyesom Wike, and Tonye Ko. So Rotimi Amechi has always liked Tonye Ko. He prefers Tonye Ko succeeds him. So that's exactly where the problem with him and Wike is. But that's a long story. But now, right? Nyesom Wike actually cut a deal with the sitting president. That, you know what, I'm going to allow you get Rivers State, but then your APC candidate, which was Tonye Ko, will have to step down for Fubara. So that's exactly how the game played at the point. So it tells you how much of an influence Amechi's got in that particular state. But he's going to do what he can do, but with federal might in that state, I don't think he can do much. But so let's look at the South-South
general. You were also talking about Peter Obi holding sway in the South-South. So
in the South-South, right? South-South is a place where we have different ethnic group, the Ijaw, the Kalabari, the all in the River State. We also have Ijaw in other parts of the state like Delta State, and we have Urobo and Co. So many states within the South-South, right? And within the South-South, we also have Igbo communities across all the South-South states, right? So now you look at this influence. Rotimi Amechi is an Igbo man. Peter Obi is an Igbo man, and the South people naturally will always tilt towards where the South is. It doesn't even matter who is coming, whether it's an Igbo man or not. The South and the Southeast have this view of, the same. They kind of actually view politicians almost with the same lens. So most likely they're going to tilt towards that. So that's where I'll be looking at Peter Obi, instead of Rotimi Amechi in that particular. But yes, when it comes to experience in this Nigerian politics, I think I'll give it to Amechi. So it's going to really be a very big factor in the South, true. And then Atiku, we cannot overemphasize his character as a person. He's got that big political influence. David Mark. Now, something about big politicians is not just the states that you run.
Yeah.
And this is one thing you not see in the Southeast or the South, because people rarely have influence outside their states. But in the North, we have politicians who are actually either Senate President or governor. You can have influence in other states because of his military background. I'm talking about David Mark now. Yeah. He's got huge, these boys definitely will be across states, and many of them are very close to power. So his influence is going to come in handy there. And for
the Southwest, Aregbesola.
Aregbesola has been with Tinubu almost all his life before.
So he understands this.
He understands the politics of the Southwest. He was once the Commissioner of Works in Lagos under Tinubu's regime before he moved to his state to become the governor. Yeah. So he understands Lagos very well. He also, he's a core Yoruba man, so he understands that as well. Osun State is also very popular there. That does not really mean that he's going to actually win all of the states. It's all about getting the required numbers, because politicians sit in a room and then they do calculations. We know we cannot win this place, but this is what we need. Mm-hmm. So how do we get this particular number? That's exactly what they're working with. The APC is doing their own. The ADCs also will be doing their own bit at this point. So it's all about getting the required number for what you want to do, and then you can then move to doing your total collation before you go into the ring. So yes, that's why I said I am forced to align with what Amotayo actually said.
But why were you forced? So you could have just said yes, I agree.
Well, like I said, for the case of persons like Rotimi Amechi, that was why I said I get it. Forced to actually agree. Very
well said, Ikechukwu. Last hashtag for today, though, is hashtag Bukola Saraki, former Senate President, former governor of Kwara State. He's trending because he put up a post. Yesterday was International Youth Day, and he put up the post to congratulate Nigerian youths all over the world. And youths have been showing him love from left, right, and center. So I'm going to take you back to X so you take a look at the post Bukola Saraki put up. So this is Dr. Abubakar Bukola Saraki. He says, my belief in the potential of our young people is forged by witnessing your resilience and innovation. This is why throughout my public career, I have invested in your dreams and will continue to stand as your ally. We all know that the journey to build a Nigeria that reflects our young people's values will take some time, yet history has shown us time and again that when Nigeria's young people are equipped with the right tools, trusted with leadership, and given the right opportunities, they don't rise to the occasion, or they don't just rise to the occasion, they redefine what is possible for our nation. This is why we must not only celebrate them, but also empower them to make a difference. Happy International Youth Day. So the youths have been responding in kind. Let's take a look at the reactions now to this particular post put up by Saraki. So while we wait for the next post to come up, though, Saraki is trending really because of what he just said about him always being an ally of Nigerian youths. Yeah,
when he became a Senate President under the Muhammadu Buhari's first administration, we saw how they were at loggerhead because he wasn't actually the one who they actually wanted to be on that particular seat. But he's a charismatic leader.
He is.
Yes, God. I can't. He's one of the politicians I look at and I just like him.
Really?
He inspires. Will I say? I don't know what to say. He inspires, but I think he inspires leadership with his presence. I think that's the.
And I think the aura, though.
Yes, got a very fantastic aura. Yeah. Now for the youth, right across the world, if the youth population of that particular country are not productive, the country will not make any meaningful progress. I think a few days ago, I was talking about how Taiwan actually moved. When the Ngungwe actually Ngunye rather, decided to actually move them from the communist system to Domoy, right? One thing that I actually didn't say because of time was the fact that a young man actually came from Silicon Valley, right? A young man, a tech guru at the point. He came into of course he's a Taiwanese. He came in and then changed the whole thing for Taiwanese citizens. He helped build VNG, one of the gaming company in the world, and he moved into a $1 billion industry, and that changed Taiwan. A young guy.
So you're talking about the potential of youth.
Yes,
they can move heaven and earth to make things work. Now, people are reacting because we're about to wrap this up. Let's go back to X. We'll take a look at the reactions of youths to the post Bukola Saraki put up. That cool guy says the passage of the hashtag Not Too Young to Run bill by the 8th Assembly has created more hope for the youth of Nigeria to participate in elections. Today, we have more young people participating in elections in Nigeria. This was made possible because of your love for the youth. The passage of that bill, the Not Too Young to Run bill, was when he was Senate President. Yeah. Let's take a look at the next post now, reactions to Saraki's post. Adeyemi Ishola says, during your time as Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, you showed real belief in youths by passing the Not Too Young to Run bill, reforming education laws, and promoting innovation hubs. Hashtag IYD 2025. So much ado about what he did by passing, the Not Too Young to Run bill. Before we wrap up, though, has it been of much significance, though, since its passage?
Well, at least now you can actually, you have the platform, the freedom to run. It's all about now, other essentials like your deep pockets, people who are willing to actually sponsor you, how much popularity and influence you've got. All of these things, it will now be the problem, not the age, and which is very medieval. I mean, we have people who are way in their 30s, running in countries in Europe. So absolutely, that's actually a very good one.
Yeah, and that's a very safe place for us to land today. I got to say thanks to everyone who contributed to making the show a success. Bigger thanks goes to you guys for watching Ikechukwu Fantastic as usual. Guys, if you liked it, keep a date again with us, same time, same station. Until then, though, take care of you. Bye.